Hello students, today we are going to start with our first class of the session. Therefore, before starting with the syllabus, I am going to give a brief overview of the assessment procedure and the syllabus of economics which you are expected to study in the coming 3 years. This is important to give an idea of how you are going to be assessed for your performance and what you are broadly going to study in this subject. This course is going to be of 100 marks in total. To qualify in this course, a minimum of 35% marks are required. Out of 100, 25 marks are devoted to internal assessment and 75 marks are accounted for by external assessment. Further, 25 marks of internal assessment depends upon two mid-semester tests, few assignments and attendance. External assessment depends upon your final exam of 75 marks. Now we discuss the layout of the final paper. It is going to have three sections in all. Sections A and B have four questions of 12 marks each. Out of that, a student has to attempt two questions from each section. Hence, section A makes up for 24 marks and section B as well makes up for 24 marks. Section C is constituted by 9 short answer questions of 3 marks each. One has to attempt all these 9 questions. This was all about your assessment part. Now we discuss the syllabus part. During 3 years of your studying economics paper, there are going to be 6 papers in all, one in each semester. Semester 1 and 2 will have microeconomics and Indian economy. Semester 3 will have macroeconomics and public finance. Whereas in semester 4, you will study macroeconomics and international economics. Semester 5 is devoted to studying economics of development, and in semester 6, we have quantitative methods. Let us briefly discuss each of these courses before we focus on semester 1. Microeconomics is the starting point of any undergraduate course in economics all over the world. In this course, we discuss behavior of consumers and producers with regard to choice making. We also study how goods are distributed in the economy and how their prices are determined. In macroeconomics, we generally study the behavior of economic variables at the level of the economy as a whole. We study inflation, unemployment, business cycles, various government policy responses to correct any problems faced by the economy, etc. We also study long run growth of an economy besides various other things. In public finance, we study government's revenue and expenditure, budgets, deficits, taxes, public expenditure, etc. In international economics, we basically study international trade. How does it take place? Why does it take place? What a country should export, what it should import, etc. We also study how exchange rates of a currency are determined and what affects the exchange rate. In economics of development, we are basically discussing various theories of development that discuss the question of how to develop an economy and how to make growth of an economy sustainable. In Indian economy, we will discuss the path of development that India has followed since independence, various policy measures it has adopted over time, and performance of its various sectors. We will also discuss various economic issues faced by Indian economy in the contemporary times. In quantitative methods, we will learn basic quantitative techniques and statistical methods which are commonly used by economists these days. So, in the first and second semester, our focus remains on microeconomics and Indian economy. In the first semester, we have our total syllabus divided into two major sections. Section A belongs to microeconomics and section B deals with Indian economy. In section A, we will learn to define economics by learning what the great economists have told us about this subject. We will discuss in detail and critically evaluate three definitions of economics as given by Adam Smith, Alfred Marshall, and Lionel Robbins. Then we will try to deduce the meaning of economics in a layman language and also try to understand what do we do in economics. Then We discuss the theory of consumer behavior, wherein we will learn to define a consumer, demand, and utility, and other such concepts. We will see how consumer tries to maximize his or her utility or satisfaction by spending money on goods and services he or she wants. Similar type of analysis will be performed for producers as well. We will define a producer, production function, supply, cost, etc. to understand how producers maximize their utility or satisfaction by producing goods and services and selling them in the market. Then we discuss what is the market, how various types of markets are defined, and also the concepts of average and marginal revenue. Section B deals with introduction to Indian economy, its nature and basic characteristics at the time of independence and afterwards. We also study major policy transformations that have taken place in the agricultural sector of Indian economy since independence. Similarly, we go on to discuss the industrial sector, how it has grown over time, the main policy responses of the government to the needs and problems of this sector, etc. We will focus on the role and issues of the small and large scale industrial sector separately, as these deserve special mention. Then, we will end our semester syllabus with a discussion on the role of private and public sectors in the development of the industrial sector in India. That's all for this video. We will start with a journal discussion on economics as a subject in the next video. Thank you.